All right, part two of that episode of what happened to me. I also came to this realization that this book that I'm writing about recovery, I'm so excited about doing it. But not only that, I'm also getting ready to live it because God pulled me from the world and put me in isolation, cocoon, and hibernation stage. And I got to take a sabbatical. And when I got back from my cruise in January, I lost track, kind of that led astray a little bit. And let me explain what I mean by that. It's not that I'm doing anything negative because I'm really not, but there's some habits I got to break. Not only that, um, I've been getting to my Bible studies, but just not as much as I should be because every day I always used to read scriptures and I always used to post them, and I haven't done that since I've been back. I've been doing it periodically on Sunday, but I used to do it every day. Also, I got to get back into exercising and getting into a routine, eating differently. I got to get into taking all this stuff that I bought to help with my internal healing as far as aswana, parasite cleansing, um, trying to take some holistic classes. Um, Also, understanding what comes with being a godly person, what truly comes with that. I've been doing good when it comes to cursing, but every once in a while, y'all may hear me say, God forgive me. Um, but at the end of the day, whatever direction that God puts me in is where I'm going. If people can't understand that I'm on the path that God put me on, then I'm sorry for you. And that's why I don't condone the Country Wayne skits, because as somebody that has tried to be a part of that world and no longer wants to, um, I don't condone what Country Wayne and them are doing on these skits. I don't condone it because it's leading people astray. It's actually leading people away from God versus to God. Like when I went on Yolanda and them panel, seeing them, talk about Shayla and the way that they felt like they were being disrespected, I said in the chat, I don't ever want that. I don't want nobody coming on my channel from the Country Wayne skits being disrespectful towards me. That is not what I'm going to tolerate. That's not what I'm going to do. But at the end of the day, if Shayla was to come on my platform and she popped up, I probably would handle it a little bit differently. I probably would take everybody off of my panel and it would just be me and her having a conversation. And I probably would ask the questions that everybody wants to ask, but do it in a more professional, more, bit respectful way. Um, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. If you meet the right person and y'all gonna be together from death do us part, hey, do your thing, Wody. But for me personally, the way society's version is of love, relationships, it's all coming unraveled, and we're seeing that now. There's a lot of things that I see that I probably would never speak on unless I was in a group setting. I would never speak on it on here. I have learned a lot about how society has destroyed so many people's lives. And we're seeing it, and we're seeing it in real time. We're seeing a lot of people lose their jobs. We're seeing a lot of people being single mothers. We're seeing a lot of people doing things that go against everything that God said not to do, and it's not ending well. At the end of the day, we have some very big choices to make, because if we don't, we're going to be screwed. The rest of the world is not doing things the way that we're doing things. So as people in this country, we have options. We have to decide whether or not we're going to take those options or whether we're not. If God tell me to get up, take my family, and move to another country, think I won't. Think I won't pack up. There are people that have to go overseas just to get treatment, proper treatment, and it's cheaper than over here. There are people that had to go and have their babies delivered that are coming back healthier than they did in this country. Now, mind you, I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. I have no idea. But I'm already preparing for that. I'm creating a website. I'm building courses, trainings, learning how to make jewelry. 'Cause I'm about to start making jewelry. So I might be having lives where people might see me actually make jewelry. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not thrilled about the fact of any of this. But at the end of the day, my health and wellness is what's important. And my peace, quiet, and tranquility is what's important. I just want to motivate people. I want people to find their way back to themselves instead of being Captain Save-A-Hoes, Build-A-Bears, Build-A-Dolls, Sea-Fillers, and People-Pleasers. And being harlots, succubus, Jezebels, and sirens. And not messing with wolves in sheep's clothing, boy and girl to cry wolves, and vampires, and snakes. At the end of the day, my happiness begins and ends with me. Words no longer have power or value over me to the point that it will destroy my life. Your actions and behavior does. And even then, I'm going to fight. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to realize that God may want you in a different direction, want you doing something different. And a lot of us are afraid of that. But sometimes we just have to trust the road that God put us on and, know that it's going to work out for the best. But the question is God leading you or the devil leading you? There are a lot of people sitting in church right now acting like they're godly people, and they're not. And that's the one thing about those of you that come on my platform and you're godly. Like I said, I'm with you. I'm with you on it. But at the same time, we're in a society where it's almost impossible to be a godly person. So, in the end, sometimes you just got to take a break, because social media will swallow you whole. Social media will tear your life apart. Social media will have you destroying your relationships. Social media will have you so stressed out to the point you're going through deep, dark depressions and anxiety. The way these people be doxing people, harassing people, bullying people, all these negative things, it just don't make sense. It don't. So what I will say is, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes you just got to walk, figure out how to get there. Is it going to be easy? No. But sometimes we got to say to ourselves, no matter how much we want to get on social media and we want to help people, but you can't save those that don't want to be saved. But when Judgment Day comes, when the end of days comes, these same people that didn't want to listen to you are going to be the same people coming to you talking about, please help me get into heaven. I need help getting into heaven. But you didn't listen to people when they were telling you. Angels are not harlots. Angels are not beautiful anymore. They're not. There are people that may not be the most beautiful people in the world. They may have disabilities. They may have flaws, imperfections, and made mistakes. But guess what? God did not choose perfect people, if you pay attention. Moses wasn't perfect. Solomon wasn't perfect. David wasn't perfect. Samson wasn't perfect. The other David wasn't perfect. Peter wasn't perfect. Nobody that God chose to do his bidding, to be his prophet, or whatever you chose to be and do, was not perfect. So what makes you think that God would choose somebody drop dead gorgeous to be the person that you choose? I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I choose God all day, every day. And I will continue to choose God no matter what. So my platform is about recovery and healing and bringing people back to God versus being lost souls and end up dealing with the consequences, the repercussions, and karma and the wrath of you being influenced and manipulated and bamboozled by negative people. So if I can bring as many people back to God as I can, I will do my best. But trust me, it ain't an easy journey. And that's what recovery and healing is, bringing yourself back